Welcome back. This is Dave Gardner with List Chemistry, and today we're going to talk about affiliate sales and building your own list. And so you might wonder, okay, maybe I don't have a product, maybe I don't have a report, maybe I don't have something, and the question is, what do I do? Well, don't worry, no product, no problem. If you're getting in, you want to make sure that you build a list from the beginning. It's one of the biggest mistakes a lot of people make is that they don't make a list and they start promoting other people's things. And I'm just as guilty, and I want to make sure that you don't fall into that trap. And so don't worry, if you don't have a product, no problem. I'm going to show you what you can do. And so you might wonder what exactly affiliate marketing is. Affiliate marketing is basically earning a commission when you refer others to a sales page for someone else's product or service. So if you think about it, how often have you referred someone or recommended a restaurant or a movie or a video or something to someone else or a band, and you never get a cut of that sale, you don't get a commission, and affiliate sales allow that to happen. But in the process, you want to be able to build a list that you can follow up with, and I'm going to tell you exactly how you can do that in this video. And so one of the cool things with affiliate marketing is that you don't have to worry about providing support to the person who bought something. You don't have to worry about refunds, customer complaints, but the big thing is you also don't build your list. And so in this process, you're going to be losing out unless you do it the right way. And so what I want to help you do is I want to help you set yourself up to build your list and also make back-end sales to other products at the same time. And so we want to have what's called a bridge page. And so originally you're going to have someone opt into some kind of offer. You're going to then bridge them to the offer by having a page that goes in between. And sometimes you hear about it being a thank you page, but that thank you page is often the end page in other scenarios, but you want to have a bridge to bring them to the next step. So we're going to walk through this process and how that works. And the opt-in obviously is where someone's going to give their name and their email details. That's usually the typical. Sometimes it's only an email. And then following the next page, you would have a bridge where you have a good place to introduce yourself. And I'm going to tell you, and we're going to go more in depth of that on the next few pages here. And then finally, you would then tell them what to do, which would hopefully be clicking that offer. And so what they do then is they're going to continue, and what you are going to do is continue up with them and follow up with them basically forever. The key thing is you're going to collect the lead, and then you have the ability to follow up with them, and you can get to know, like, and trust them, and vice versa, and you can engage with them, and you can promote other offers in the process as long as they stay a member and a lead on your list. And so if we follow that, the next thing that also goes with this, instead of just the opt-in, the bridge, and the offer, you are also going to have them tied into your list so you can have your follow-up, which would be continuous. They might only see that bridge for a few minutes, and they might only see the offer, and they close that out, maybe if it's not something that they are interested in, but now you have them on your list, you can continue to follow up with them. And if you have that bridge, they've actually probably and hopefully seen you if you set it up correctly. They get to know who you are, and then they get an expectation of what is going to come from them. So they're going to be understanding when you actually send them an email instantly or the next day or over the next few days. And so, for example, let's take a look. Here's an example opt-in. Earn 100% commissions. We'll do the heavy lifting and recruiting for you. Whatever you have your program set up and whatever you're promoting, obviously on that main page, it's going to offer something that someone's going to find desirable and they're going to give their name and email for. But instead of them going directly to a page that's for some other person, and if they go to some other person, then they get to know, like, and trust that other person who've created the program. What you want to do is bridge them. So as soon as they enter their name, you have to remember they are now your lead. But they might not have any clue who you are, especially if it's just a generic page with, maybe it's, images that you got off of a royalty-free rights site, or maybe it's images of people who own the company, or just some random background. But they might not have any clue who you are. So you want to get them to know who you are. And again, the bridge page is going to allow that. And so this, like I said, this is where the bridge page becomes crucial, and it allows a few things to happen. Number one, they can start to get to know you specifically, not necessarily the person selling the product, but they get to know you first and foremost. And you can also tell them straight up to check their inbox for example, the XYZ message that comes from you, or a simple report, or your follow-up. You can actually tell them to check your messages. You can tell them what email it will come from. Remind them to check all of their folders, because sometimes things do end up in spam. It is the way things are these days. but you can tell them straight up what to expect. You can also pre-frame them on the offer that they just registered to learn about and how it's helped maybe your business already and how it can help their business as well. You want to let them know and give examples of why you're promoting to them. I would highly recommend only promoting things that you physically use and you physically have found value from. Don't just randomly promote stuff if you're not familiar with it. And so you can also tell them what the steps are next to take. Okay, basically take this step, take this step, take this step, or tell them what to do and specifically what to click on to learn more. And so, for example, here's a bridge page that came right from that opt-in before, and it says, for example, wait, before you see how we do all the recruiting and advertising for you. So notice it tied exactly into what the page previously said. It says, and show where this high school teacher has earned over $73,000 working part-time. Please follow the steps below to complete the experience. And so I have step one. Watch this, commissions overview video. And the video is me going through my experience with that software and with that program, so they get to know, like, and trust me. And then there's a click to register button right below. Now, what we're not seeing here is this page. You can actually scroll on this page. There was actually a step 2, a step 3. There was actually a bunch of steps in case I lost them. And I always had my steps open in a new window. So if they click the register, it actually would open in a new window. So I still kept them on my page so they could come back to that page. Because what I had below it, maybe step 2 was, be sure to check your email. There's going to be an email from Dave Gardner at thedavidgardner.com, which is the same email this message probably came to you from. And this is why you found this video on YouTube or in the members area, because I reminded you of it. And again, this is the power of the follow-up. I'm causing you to take actions because I'm telling you exactly what to do. And I'm establishing a relationship with you. I've been writing you for a few days. If you've been following the list, if you registered originally at listchemistry.com, you've been on my list now for about a week, and you've been seeing things like this, and we're developing that relationship. And so I want to have that bridge page so you get to know me, and we can understand a little bit about the program and a bit about what I'm promoting. But like I said, I always have those links open up in other windows or other tabs so that they can keep this page there as they're scrolling down, because there's 4 or 5 steps that you might want to have. One of the steps might be to register for the program. One of them might be register for the Facebook group. One of the steps might be, okay, here's a recommended tool that I'm using to learn a certain skill or to use to maybe build my list or to train myself on other services. So the bridge page can be very powerful, and there's a lot you can put on it. And then finally, it would go obviously to an offer. So when they click that button, they're going to go to an offer where maybe they'll see another video and they'll be able to scroll down and see some details, and then obviously maybe see price points and make that decision of whether or not they want to make it. So at this point, obviously, once they go here, it really doesn't matter whether they buy or not. Obviously, if they buy, it's a benefit to you because now you've earned a sale. But the crucial thing is that first page, they signed up and they registered and they became a list member of you. Again, you are building your list. And so after they leave your bridge, it's up to you to continue that follow-up. That follow-up should be consistent. And so whether they buy or not, you want to continue to build that relationship with them. And what you have to think about is today might not have been the day they were ready to buy, but maybe tomorrow is, or maybe a week from now, or maybe a month from now, it is a better day. So make sure you keep following up. And in your follow-up broadcast messages, you can send them directly to the offer. You don't have to go through the whole process again. You can just use the link to go direct to the sales page because you've continued to talk about it. They've already opted in. They've already seen it once. You've talked about it, and you continue to talk about this. So eventually you have the ability to make a sale down in the future. I've had people that got on my list that might not have joined right away, but maybe even 3 or 4 years later, yes, years, not weeks or months, but years, I've actually had people join and upgrade because they finally decided the time was right for them. The other thing you can do is you can provide valuable training and recommend other tools and services. It just doesn't have to be the thing you offered. You can promote whatever you want to your list. That's the key thing about it being your list. It is yours. You own it. You can do whatever you want with it. Now, while the options are almost endless to what you could promote to your list, I would highly recommend keeping things related relatively in a similar niche for the majority of your follow-up messages. So, if you're promoting 100% of the time, all the time, only on one thing, then someone might, not be interested in that one tool, and they might just fade away from you because you're only promoting that thing. But at the same time, if you're all over the place, there might be a problem. So it's not to say that a marketer like myself doesn't want to stay healthy and be interested in health products or something related to fitness, or that if you were a dog owner and you had a dog list that you might not also have a cat and want to promote cat items. But if you're going to jump from one offer to another offer day after day after day, it's very unlikely that your lead is going to stay. And it's more likely that your lead is going to be very confused. So again, if you promoted a different offer every day, you would very likely have a very confused person, because I really wouldn't know what to do. But if you slowly went through, talked about maybe one item for a whole week or for multiple days, then they're going to start to understand it. The other thing to consider is that they might not open your email every day. And if they're opening it only once a week, then hopefully they're likely to hit on that main one you've been talking about for the last 7 days or 10 days. And so what happens when you get people that are confused or you're just jumping all over, they kind of get sick of it, and that often leads to an unsubscribe. And obviously that's the last thing we want to happen when we're building your list. And so instead, have them complete a survey or maybe reply to your email and have them tell you exactly what it is they want to learn or what they need help with. So physically ask them, okay, ask them what they want, maybe what they're working on, how they can help, a specific struggle they're having. Maybe tell them to list their top 2 struggles right now. Don't make it crazy. Don't, have high expectations. Don't tell them to list, 10 things that they need help on. Just have 1 or 2, and you might start to see recurring themes that might be main focuses. And so what you could do is you can build off of that and make follow-up messages that relate to that, or find products that are already available that you can promote. Now, like I said before, keep in mind you do want to have some experience with the products or with the services that you can then promote to them, so you actually have some background knowledge of that instead of just blatantly promoting something just to promote something for the sake of promoting. Okay, you don't want to do that. You start to come off as spammy, and you start to come off as just it rubs off as in the wrong way. Okay, so from there, it's just a wash, rinse, and repeat. The science behind this is not very difficult, and it can be very simple, and you'll begin to realize what offers work best for your list, and obviously the ones that might work the worst that you can avoid. And what happens when you start to get the ones that your lists really resonate with, and you avoid the ones and you're not causing them to, not click through, what really happens is you end up continuing to create that list of raving fans. And they're going to tell you what they want. They're going to be interested. Or if something comes out that they know you're involved in, they're going to reach out to you and say, hey, do you have a link for this? Or maybe, hey, are you doing a bonus offer for this? Because remember, some people will never create a product, and that's fine, but they're looking up to you to have the products or to have the knowledge and have the recommendations and maybe the resources to help them out. So people will be coming to you. Again, they're going to be raving fans, they're going to be telling people about you over time because you're constantly giving them things that are of value to them. So what I want you to do at this point, make sure you check out all the descriptions below. Make sure you continue to follow the emails that I send you, because I'm going to be continue to giving you proper training, and I'm going to give you recommended tools like this right now to be able to bridge and follow up with your leads. Because if you do want to build a list, you want to make sure that you have the right tools. You want to make sure you have the right software and the right processes and procedures. So, if you had a major aha moment, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, make sure you leave a comment below, and feel free to share this with someone who you think could benefit from it, and tell them about, again, listchemistry.com, so they can actually get on this list as well and find the proper method to create that list of raving fans. So again, this has been Dave Gardner with List Chemistry. Take some massive action. Let me know how I can help you, and make sure you keep building that list and do it the right way with the right tools.